So good afternoon. It's really great to meet you awesome people and share my work here. And my name is Haoqi Shan, and I'm a wireless hardware security researcher in the team Unicorn team and Jihu University, so which we located in China. And initially, I have a colleague. I'm sorry, one moment. Initially I have a colleague to give presentations with me, but he had an issue with his visa, so he can't make it. Really sorry about that. Uh, so now I need to stand here alone and make this presentation. So it's my third time to give presentation here and share my team's work. And I hope some of you can will remember me and just don't bait me for my per accent and my per explanation. Uh, so I will. I'm sorry. Yeah, I will explain and demonstrate you guys how to build an NFC tool from scratch. So in the end, maybe some of you can get the skills and steal someone's money from his credit card. And don't please don't tell anybody you learn from here. All right? Yeah. So let's just step to the topic. So here's the agenda of this presentation, and I just draw a simple diagram. So I will introduce my great team and lead you guys back to the old time when we're trying to hack some NFC cards, something with RFID. So and get back to the old-fashioned but powerful hacking tools we used to use. Okay, and then the details of the newest RFID hacking tools, which is my tools, the UniProxy, will be introduced. So two demos will be showed by the video, and I hope this one will work. Okay. So the presentation is about how to build a tool. So I will focus on more of on the idea and instead of some hacking skills, and hope won't let you guys disappointment. So by the way, this is the last presentation of the day, I think. So I will try this fast and fun, and I hope to won't delay you guys. I don't know, fantasy trip, and. So here's the first quick demo of my hacking tool, and I will let you guys have a simple impression of the UniProxy. So let's just, okay, this won't work. So I will stop at a moment and to give you explanation, okay? So you can see on the table there are, is this? Yeah. Oh, there's this mouse. So there are two hardware which you know is UniProxy, and one cell phone to get notification, and one post machine, and one credit card with chip and pin. So now we just turn our hardware on, and turn our post machine on, and choose how much money you want to spend. So you can see we place one credit card just near the UniProxy master part, and now we just get the post machine near to our UniProxy slave part. So you can just tap it, and now just one moment, it's processing it. Now you got a receipt. So you don't need to, so in this way, you can just steal someone's money with, just tap his credit card. And if you want to steal someone's money, some credit card with chip and pin, and you just tap somewhere and without password to process the payment, right? So, but if you want to try to steal money, apparently you can't just hold a giant post machine to steal his money, or he will just call the cops, right? So now you can just, with a simple card, to get around of him and just tap it. Now you can get his money. And maybe someone just want to ask, is there any security protocol using the credit card, and how did you just use some other people's credit card and use it to pay. And yeah. So here is the so that's the uniproxy tool we just built. Um, so I just want to introduce the I just want to introduce my team, and which you just know, our name is Unicorn Team, and we are an internal security team, a research team of Qihoo Security, and we also founded in 2014. So we focus on the wireless hardware hacking and defensing, and we do a lot of security research and hardware development, and also the pen test, So we do have several wireless security research published in the DEFCON and the Black Hat, and maybe some of you heard it before. So it's about some low-cost GPS spoofing, and which presented in 3 years ago, and also RT direction attack, and which present in here and last year. So and also we do have a power communication attack on the DEFCON last year, and this year I don't know if you guys heard it. It's about the ghost telephonist, and which we can just hijack and spoof your call, your SMS, even you are on the 4G RT network. So I think that's a little bit cool. And we also have some hardware development. So we do have a lot of hacking tools, and we do have the Hack ID, but most focus on the RFID. Okay, just some Hack ID Pro, and etc. So you can see all the details in our in our website. So let's just I believe you guys are not inexperienced in the near field communication hacking, because it's widely used in our life, right? So your credit card, your ID card, and your security door card, and it's really inside around all of us. So the NFC card don't need power itself and to take the power of the reader. So there are many protocols using NFC cards, such as ISO 14443 and ISO 15673 and etc. But now we only focus on our tools on the ISO 14443. Okay, and just for example, so this protocol is basically most popular protocol in NFC cards. It supports many applications. So in China, the security card, your passport, and your bank card, all based on this protocol. So it's the widely use leads to a lot of tagging methods. Aiming on the NFC card, and also I do that too. So here is what we are aiming. Why do we want to hack an NFC card? So as we mentioned before, we are hackers, and of course we want to fake someone's security card to enter some forbidden area, and also some people might want to use other people's credit card, just like me. Instead of mine. Which I highly recommend you don't do that. For me, there is another story. Okay, my company is a huge company in China, so I have a strict rules to make sure the staff, my colleagues will to work and off work in time. So everybody in my company has a unique security card, and the security system will log the time when you enter every gate and when you enter every room, and so thus your boss will easily know you are late or not. And so I was thinking maybe I can. And also if you are late for your work and your salary will lose. All right. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe I could build a tool to fake my ID card and place it near some uh, secluded car doors and with a reader. So I don't have to get up early every day. Yeah, but it's but the company is a security company, and actually the security system is developed by my team. Yeah, so this is awkward. Yeah, so we use the HID card and apparently as our ID card. So I don't know any easy way to fake a HID card. So because we can break the security protocol, it's really hard. So then I was just thinking maybe I can just build a proxy to transfer the signal from the between the reader and the card. So then just let the near turns to far away so I can speed up. So when I was thinking I can use the same way on the credit card and with the chip and pins. So you guys can do you guys do have the chip and pins card, right? You can just buy something and just to tap somewhere and without password. So it also based on the NFC tag, so we are able to just hijack it. I'm sorry, forgot to slide. So the way we just use to hack is to have just like to have a quick review that what we use it to do. Okay, we use it to use a Primark 3 and we use it to Chameleon Mini, and this is the Primark 3 is the best RFID hacking tools I use it to use. I also use it Chameleon Mini, and these two are focused on the protocol. So with the Primark 3, you can just hack high frequency and low frequency in both ways. So it's very powerful. But with another one, it's just focused on the ISO 14443, and you can just clone a card if you can crack it. But mostly focus on the MIFARE Classic 1K or MIFARE Classic 4K. So there's also another way, such just like us, is a proxy tool. I think they are targeting the Z. So it's two app, Android app. So you can Google it. You can Google and download and try it. So it's named the NFC proxy and NFC gate. But I use them. They are not very, I don't know, maybe not fit in Chinese environments, but that's okay. Those tools are just inspired me how to build a proxy tool. And so why not we use a Primark 3? So even though it supports many protocols and it's powerful, but it can hack a credit card, or I guess we guys all rich now. Yeah. So, and why don't we use the NFC gate or NFC proxy? It's based on Android, and it can use modified firmware to relay your NFC data, and it can monitor transmitted data, and but it relies on the Wi-Fi. So the delay on the Wi-Fi network is really huge, and it can be tolerable. But too much delays to complete the whole payment procedure, and that's why I didn't use it. So let's just say I build another wheel. So why do I need this tool? As I just mentioned before, I want to sleep well and I want to earn money, and I inspired by the mentioned brilliant hacking tools, and but I want to make it faster. So I was thinking my team can build a lot of hardware, so let's just focus on the pure hardware solution. And also, this tool is completely self-designed and modified, so everything we can need is just produced by us. So we don't need to rely on reading some other source code or to product another hardware design. We just build our own. So I just want to introduce what is Uniproxy. So I believe you guys have a clear view now. It's an PN74662AU based NFC proxy tool. So it's a chipset which manufactured by the NXP. Currently, this device is only support ISO 14443A protocol now, but it can easily to extend it for some other protocols as long as the chipset supports. So now the device are targeting the quick parse credit card. So I don't know if you guys the American quick version QuickPass name may be EMV or Visa Pay, but it's similar. The UniProxy contains two parts: the reader emulator and a card emulator, which I call them a master one and the slave one. So the payment transmit information will be transferred between the master and the slave via the 24L01 chipset, which means it's point-to-point wireless data transmission. So as I just mentioned, it's easily to adapt it to ISO 14443B and 15693 standard NFC card. So it's another protocol, but as you know, it's open and you can just, and the chipset supports it, so you can modify by yourself. So here is the core of UniProxy. We use PN chipsets as a core. So it's as I mentioned, it's NXP chip and support full MIFARE family cards. It can read, it can write, and emulate a card, and quite powerful. And it's really rare chip used, I think, because this is because when I try to find some document, it's not easily to Google it. So needless to say, we didn't buy the service of NXP, so we don't have any official support. So, but we are hackers, right? So the architecture of UniProxy is, as I said on the screen, another one. It's simple, and we use a simple electronic circuit design, which slightly modified by the NXP official recommendation. So don't worry about the hardware design. It's not a big deal, not a big issue. So its chipset is highly integrated and very powerful. This is also the reason we choose this one. So this is the front face of our UniProxy 2. So you can see the NFC antenna here. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is the antenna. So sorry about that. I use a pen on my iPad to mark this because I'm not good at the PowerPoint. So this is the antenna with the team logo on it. And in the left corner, here. In the left corner, you can see the power supply circuit, and this too is powered by lithium batteries. So it's also chargeable. So you can take this outside and do something evil and without any notice. So in the right side, you can see the 24L01 chip model. We use this chipset to communicate between the master and slave. So I don't know if you guys see the core chip. It's right on here. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. It's an NXP chip on the end of the narrow. It's a little bit dark, so you can see the hardware of this hacking tool is quite simple. Isn't complicated. It's not complicated at all. So with the official recommendation of everybody can draw their where's my? Oh, there it is. So with the official recommendation, everybody can draw and map their own device and build a sample one. But it's quite easy, so don't fret. So this is the back side of the master part. You can see there's nothing else, just antenna, just a battery. And after the hardware design, I'd like to introduce the software design here. So let's step to the software processing of this hacking tool. So actually, in my opinion, I really believe the source code can explain everything, right? So when I'm going to make this presentation, I thought, let's just make this open source and voila, I can just play around. So, but as you see, it's a big company and it's not my own work. So it's quite a company property. And that's why I need to stand here and only to present a few source codes, screenshots, and that may feels very sorry. So just back to the topic. So firstly, you need to init the read library API, and there will be a loop to put our chip and the sniffing model and it will detect any RF field with protocol we are aiming, and around. If it is, the code will just go to the handshake stop. So in our math part, as you know, read emulator will try to run the handshake and handshake routine with the card, which just for the RF range of it. And after the handshake, our math part will get the parameters of the card and set a timeout. So then it will pack and transfer all the raw data to the card emulator immediately. Then the master will just wait to receive the data which comes back from the slave and before it's timed out. So if everything okay, the whole routine will just start the block transmission. So you can just download the PDF and you can see the source code detail. So this is the block transmission routine and also the last routine of the master part. So when it starts to transmit block data, and it will just wait a response from the card emulator before it's timeout, and then just forward and spread the data to the real card. So and wait a response of the real card. So if there is something wrong with the real card and it didn't get a response before timeout, the master will notify the slave and the communication is ended. Or our emulator will just get the I block. The I block is real data, so you can just process it and you can directly respond to the real card. So you don't need to pack the data. You don't need to transfer the data. So it will directly to respond when it's finished the directly response. In the other case, the data will directly forward to the card emulator. So that's from a loop. So until the whole procedure is ended. So this is the front of our slave part of our hacking tools. So now you can notice the hardware is exactly the same. So you can build one for master, one for slave. You don't need to build different parts. They are same hardware design, but the software is the most different. So the process of our slave part is just corresponded to the master one, or we can call it master and slave, right? So after the start of the hardware, the program will just init the card emulator function and try to receive the 1443 parameters. And from the URL, as we described before, it's coming from our read emulator. So once it gets the parameters, and the slave one will just send a success command response and back to the master part and notified it. So here's the second part of the slave software design. The slave will just start integration with the read emulator and init the card emulator, so which received the parameters. So if there is a real card reader nearby, so the slave part, which also it's our card emulator, will start to communication between the real card with the received parameters. So then it will act like a card, a real card to make handshake with a real reader. So then the corresponding to our master part start the block transmission. So the card emulation is just more complicated than the card emulator to the software design. So after the start of the block transmission, the card emulator will receive data from a real one. So if the data is not iBlock data, the slave will detect if it is deselect command, and if it is, just forward to the reader emulator and send this command to a real reader. So this process will just save time. So if there is a S block instead of R block data, so the card emulator will just process it by itself. So back to the upper level, A card emulator will just forward the data to a card emulator and send a delay command after half-time waiting. And this is action will also level up the success rate because it's a success rate very efficiency because there will be always be some unexpected delays. So then the slave and then the slave part will receive data from a reader emulator and then forward to a real reader, and all the actions would form a loop and would cooperate with the reader and the read emulator and finally finish the whole transmission. So in the end, you can just complete money transmission procedure. So the principle I just described is very simple, but I would like to know. I would like you to know there was a lot of issues occurred in the development. So I would like to have an impression that you have when you start in the if you want to make a new proxy tool. Okay. So first, the chipset we just use cannot change the first byte of UID. So it's burned in the firmware, so you can change the the first byte of UID of your chipset. So it will always be 0 to 8. Luckily, if you want to fake a credit card, the credit card reader won't verify the UID through won't verify your credit card via UID, and we didn't find a way to modify it in our long time test, but because most of the money related application won't check the identity, the card with the UID, and on the other hand, I think it's a good way to prevent this kind of attack. So secondly, the waiting and the wake up time is a real issue when you're developing a proxy tool. When you be it's a real issue when you want to develop an NFC proxy tool. So as you know, the NFC card, it doesn't carry a power, right? So it uses power from the reader, and if the card haven't received any response from the reader, and you will lose the power and turn off. So apparently the whole attacking progress is just failed. So please remember to modify and wake up a time and when you're programming. So remember the hacking tool, NFC gate, which I just used in my experiment, and that's the same reason I said okay, I don't want to use this tool because it didn't modify the wake time, and it also used a Wi-Fi network. It also increased the delay time. So just remember to modify the wake up time. Okay. Thirdly, in order to fasten the whole progress, we don't need to transfer all kind of data between the reader emulator and a card emulator. So we just need to transfer I block data and just directly progress S or R block data to response in real time. So it's also mentioned in ISO 14443A part 4. So please just read it carefully. And also the power supply might also cause the corrupt of the chipset. So if you want to design the hardware of the power circuit, you can just use a regular and don't try to use any tricks. Okay. So let's just see another demo video of in our real environment, which I use someone's credit card to buy a Big Mac in the McDonald's. So you can see we turn on the master one and step one. So you can see someone's wallet just press here and go somewhere else. Of course, I didn't steal someone's money. It's my credit card. confirm the payment. Start preparing. And use Apple Pay or Quick Pass. Just place it and just grab your food. Thank you. Thank you. So we just described how to attack a credit card, right? So this is how we defend it. I don't know. I saw a lot of people use a blocking sleeve to protect the card, and also there is a RFID wallet to prevent this kind. And there are also the good ways, and you can use it. And also we have the RFID jammer, which of course I built it. We design and manufacture one, but we sell it and nothing else. And our guard bunny, you can use in America. I think you can just buy a blocking sleeve and RFID wallet, or just guard bunny. It's really high efficiency. I recommend you to have a try. So here's a summary and what we learned in this development. So you need to read the protocol and the document. You need to read the protocol and the document well, and it's a lot of tricks inside. So better not to developing without official support, because when we are using the XP chipsets, is really a waste of time, because we are stuck in some weird mistakes, and we just can't read the document. There is no official support, and we developed this about using, I think, 6 months. And if with official support, I think this could be done in 2 months. So furthermore, I'd like to say that what we want to improve. So we want to improve the transmission range up to 100 meters. Now, currently, we can use this master and slave such as about more than 50 minutes. 50 meters. So I can just stand here and around you. So my partner will stand about 50 meters away and to steal your information, steal your money. Yeah. But with some kind of amplifier, we can just level up the range to 100 meters. It's easy, but we need to do that. And also, as I just said, my initial point is to fake my security ID card, but the range between my home and to my company is about 6 kilometers away. So I need to fix this issue, right? Yeah. And also, I want to make this self-compatibility, because when it now it's just attacking one ISO 14443A, and I want to make it adapted to HID, adapted to 15693, and I want to let it to know which protocol it is using, and I want to make it. So the rest is how, and I just want to make this fast and publish it on the network, so everybody can learn and everybody can build their own proxy tools. So here is our reference, and I want to really thank them, and also the hardware division of my team, and the MC tools, which inspired me a lot. So, any question?